Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pop HR. I hope you're having a great week. First of all, I'm sorry I wasn't with you last week. It was a holiday in America and in Canada. So, for future reference, this is a work podcast. We're talking about things that happen at work and in HR. So, if you're ever on a long weekend, chances are I am too. And I'm assuming that most of you are listening to me at work. So, sorry if you were hanging on with bated breath. Is that even a term? But I'm back here this week and I hope you had a great long weekend. So, I've got three topics for you today. We're going to delve into the emergence of Fauxductivity. This reminds me of when we were talking about quiet quitting. We're going to examine the recent election results, not from a political standpoint, but more curiosity about how Trump's win could affect the economy and HR leaders, and discuss the importance of internal programs like leadership courses in enhancing the employee experience. So, before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. And you can reach out to me at pophrpod@gmail.com or follow us on TikTok at pophr. Okay. Let's talk about Fauxductivity. So I saw this on TikTok. I saw this online. It's reminding me a lot of when we were talking about quiet quitting. It's interesting. I mean, I think terms like this are a little shame-based when it comes to employees. It's referencing the appearance of being productive without actual meaningful output. And when we were talking about quiet quitting, we were talking about how, employees were doing the quote unquote bare minimum to do their job, which was interpreted as a bad thing. It's like, listen, I'm paid to do my job. If I want to go above and beyond because I'm looking for a promotion, because I want to stand out in some way, that's a choice. Nowhere in the contract does it say you need to be a star at work. That's something that people naturally do, something that other people have to work at and really put a lot of focus into enhancing their presence at work. But I never thought that quiet quitting was a problem. People are doing their jobs, and it's up to organizations to find a way to enhance the employee experience, inspire them, engage them, light that fire so that they're getting that outstanding the performance that they're looking for. So when I hear of things like Fauxductivity, my first sense is, where is this coming from? What kind of company is saying it? And also, what can employers be doing on their end to tackle things like this? So, this has gained traction as remote and hybrid work models become more prevalent. So, some of the causes are toxic work cultures. So, environments that prioritize optics over outcomes can lead employees to engage in performative work. Lack of clear objectives. Without well defined goals, employees may focus on tasks that appear productive but don't contribute to organizational success. Overemphasis on activity metrics, so measuring productivity by activity rather than results, can encourage productivity. So I understand the causes. All of these things would be great instigators for an employee pulling back in their role. Lots of them seem to be solvable. So I get where they're coming from there. The impact on organization. So there's reduced efficiency. So resources are spent on non-essential tasks. Employee burnout, constant pressure to appear busy can result in stress and burnout 100%, and decreased morale. So employees may feel undervalued if genuine productivity is recognized. Some ideas for addressing Fauxductivity. Sorry, I keep saying Fauxductivity. Cultivating a results-oriented culture, set clear expectations, and encourage open communication. So this is my take. There are a lot of reasons why employees may feel disengaged and why a people leader may be under the influence. Maybe they're not doing everything they can. Maybe they appear to be more busy than they should be. And I think this comes down to one, creating a culture that inspires and engages your employees. There's lots of ways to do this, but to put it in a nutshell, it's up to people leaders to have regular one-on-ones with their employees. Figure out what inspires them. Do they want a promotion? Do they want a raise without a promotion? Do they want to learn about different skills that can help them long term? Do they want a mentor? Do they want to be a spokesperson for the company at events? Figure out what that is and create a success plan for that employee. I can guarantee if the employee feels connected to their manager, they will do a good job. Without those things, it's going to be really hard to enhance the employee experience. And again, I encourage anybody who's experiencing this or being accused of this to explore all the way up to the top of the company, see what kind of expectations are being set, and surmise how you think it's trickling down to the rest of the company. So it's not all on the employees to magically become the most productive people on the planet. It's a give and take relationship. So keep that in mind. Okay, the impact of election results on the economy and HR budgets. This is not a political podcast. I'm not going to say anything about the fact that Donald Trump won, but I am curious. I mean, I'm in sales. I'm curious how this is going to affect my role. So, Donald Trump's recent election victory has significant implications on economic policies. So, here are some things that people are thinking about. Tax policies. Trump's administration's Trump's administration plans to implement tax cuts, which could affect corporate finance. Trade policies, potential tariffs, and trade negotiations may impact global supply chains and business operations. Regulatory changes, deregulation efforts could alter compliance requirements for businesses. To be honest, all of this is a little bit over my head. I don't really understand how that's going to impact organizations and employee day to day. So let's move on to the impact on HR budgets, which I think is more relevant to me and my listeners, you all, who I love so much. So budget adjustments, economic shifts may lead organizations to reassess HR spending, including recruitment, training, and development. There's going to be more focus on efficiency. So HR teams may need to optimize resources to align new economic conditions and talent management. Changes in immigration policies could affect talent acquisition or strategies. Here are some recommendations that we're thinking about for HR leaders. So you need to stay informed, keep abreast of policy changes that could impact HR functions, scenario planning, develop flexible strategies to adapt to potential economic shifts, and advocate for HR investment. Highlight the importance of HR initiatives in driving organizational success, even during economic uncertainty. So this is my take. Trump won the election. We have to deal with it, whether or not you support it or not. He's here for 4 years, at least. And when it comes to the economy, the good news is we've already been dealing with economic uncertainty for a while. So hopefully most organizations have come up with strategies to best position them and their employees for as much success as possible. When it comes to HR teams trying to get budgets to improve processes, get headcount, buy new software, I have had one-on-one meetings recently. One conversation stands out at a recent event where the VP of HR really broke down her strategy for getting budget approval for new processes. It essentially included proving that current processes are inefficient and the company's losing money, creating a business case for a new solution that will enhance these processes, but not only that, save the company money, and then have done thorough research into potential options to solve this problem. Once you create a business case for senior leadership, the door is going to be open. And if you can prove that you're going to save the money, chances are your project will get approved. The other thing I think we need to think about when it comes to a brand new president is it is going to have an effect on your employees' day-to-day lives. You don't know what their political beliefs are, and you don't really need to in order to support them. And what I would encourage people leaders to do is just have open communication. You don't need to talk about politics, but you want to make sure that people feel supported and connected. You don't need to talk about necessarily what they're stressed out about because it might not be any of your business. But if they feel like work can be a place where they can come, relax, connect with their employees, take a load off of what's going on in their day-to-day lives, that is a huge accomplishment. If you can manage to do that, I guarantee your employees are going to be engaged. They're going to say positive things about your organization, and they're going to be committed to the company long term. Focus less on Donald Trump. Focus more on enhancing the lives of your employees through a multitude of ways to do that. That's what I hope people do in the next 4 years is let's shift away from those crazy conversations and talk about, okay, let's focus on what's happening in the world right now, the tools that we have to make your life better, and creating a success plan to making that happen. Okay, enhancing the employee experience through internal HR programs. So I'm in SaaS, I sell HR tech. So obviously I'm biased. I think that investing in new software is always a good idea. but your organization may not be at the place where they can get the funds, or maybe they don't have the bandwidth to implement a new software. So, what are some ideas that can get you better positioned down the line to invest in software, but create changes now in your organization? One example of this is leadership development. Courses, classes, retreats. I had a conversation with an HR leader last week. She told me about this success she's had in essentially reaching out to a consultant in her network, getting ideas about how to boost the leadership in their company, and having a really fun and exciting experience watching the ripple effect that caused. Didn't have to spend a lot of money. So, the importance of the employee experience, obviously, a positive employee experience is linked to higher engagement, productivity, and retention. You all know that. And the role of internal HR programs. So, leadership development. So, investing in leadership courses that can prepare employees for advancement and foster a culture of growth. Skill enhancement, providing training opportunities, helps employees stay relevant and feel valued. Wellness initiatives, programs focusing on mental and physical health contribute to overall employee satisfaction. And the benefits of these are hopefully obvious. It's cost effective. So developing in-house programs can be more economical than external solutions. Tailored content. You can create programs that are customized and aligned with your company culture and objectives. Employee engagement. Involving employees in program development can increase buy-in participation. Also, ask your employees what they're interested in, what is exciting them. If you create programs that are a mix of personal and professional development, you're going to have higher buy-in. The implementing effective programs. This is a big one. So you need to assess your needs, like what I mentioned before. Conduct surveys or focus groups to understand employee interests and areas of development. I just said that. Set clear objectives. Define what the program aims to achieve and how success will be measured. Provide resources. So ensure facilitators have the necessary tools and support to deliver quality content, and evaluate and iterate. So regularly assess programs' effectiveness and make improvements based on feedback. So when it comes to enhancing the employee experience, you don't always need to invest in software. The first thing you can do to build an effective strategy to enhance the employee experience is ask your employees what they care about. Create a survey, bring it up in one-on-one conversations, share some ideas that you have, get the creative wheels turning, and see what sparks interest, and start there. Generally speaking, your employees are not just employees, they have lives outside of work. So aligning companies' goals and values with what your employees care about personally is a great idea. They don't only want more money. They don't only want a promotion. Maybe they want to learn about their financial wellness. They don't know how to manage their debt. Maybe they're looking for mental health support and don't know how to navigate the public or private system. Maybe they are looking to get more engaged and connected in their local community and want to be involved in community initiatives like giving back, volunteer opportunities. Those are three ideas that can spark employee interest, enhance their experience without feeling like it's too for work. Nobody wants to do like constant safety meetings, learning about policies, learning about the company's history. That's fine. They do that in onboarding. We don't need to go back. So when it comes to enhancing the employee experience, step one, ask your employees what they want. Okay, that wraps up today's episode. I think we stayed within the 10-minute goal. We explored the concept of Fauxductivity, examined how the recent election results could impact the economy and HR budgets, and discussed the value of internal HR programs that can enhance the employee experience. Sorry, I slowed down there. Remember to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. Reach out to me at pophrpod@gmail.com or follow me on TikTok, PopHR. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.